Little Brother and Little Sister. Once upon a time, in a small cottage at the edge of a great forest, lived a little brother and a little sister who loved each other very much. After their dear mother passed away, they were very lonely, but they always had each other. Soon their father remarried. His new wife had a cold heart and a cruel gaze. She did not love the children and saw them only as a burden. The stepmother gave them only hard crusts of bread to eat and old rags to wear. The little brother often cried from hunger and sadness, and his sister would hold him close and promise that things would get better. One day, the little sister whispered to her brother, "We cannot stay here. Let us run away into the great forest and find our own way in the world." Before the sun rose, they took each other's hand and ran from the cottage. They ran and ran, deep into the woods, until their old home was just a memory. The forest was vast and wild. They walked all day, their feet aching and their stomachs empty. As night fell, they found a hollow tree and curled up inside, safe from the dark. The next morning, the sun shone brightly, but the children were terribly thirsty. "Oh, sister, I am so thirsty," said the little brother. "I hear the sound of a spring." What they didn't know was that their stepmother was a wicked witch. She had followed them and cast a spell on all the springs in the forest. They came to the first spring. As the brother bent to drink, the sister heard the water whisper, "Whoever drinks of me will become a tiger." She cried, "No, brother, do not drink or you will become a wild beast and tear me apart." They walked on until they found a second spring. As the brother leaned down, the sister heard it whisper, "Whoever drinks of me will become a wolf." Again she cried, "Please, brother, do not drink or you will become a wolf and eat me." At the third spring, the brother's thirst was too great. "I must drink, dear sister, or I will perish," he cried. Before she could hear the spring's warning, he drank. In a flash, he was gone, and a small, gentle fawn stood in his place. The little sister wept bitterly. The fawn looked at her with its sad, brown eyes, as if it were weeping too. "Do not worry, dear little brother," she said. "I will never, ever leave you." She took off her soft garter and tied it around the fawn's neck as a collar. She wove a leash from soft rushes and led him deeper into the woods, looking for a safe place to live. After a long time, they found a small, empty cottage hidden in a clearing. It was old but strong. "Here we will stay," she said, and she made a soft bed of leaves and moss for her little brother, the fawn. Years passed. The sister grew into a beautiful young woman, and the fawn grew into a handsome young deer. They lived peacefully, and he never left her side. One day, the sound of hunting horns and barking dogs echoed through the forest. It was the king and his court on a royal hunt. The fawn grew excited. "Oh, sister, I must go and see," he begged. The king saw the beautiful deer with the strange collar and was enchanted. "Follow that deer," he commanded his hunters, "but do not harm it." The king chased the deer all day, but it was too swift. It led him through the woods until it finally darted inside the little cottage. The king followed and dismounted from his horse. When the king opened the door, he saw not just the deer, but the most beautiful woman he had ever seen. He fell in love instantly and asked, "Will you come to my castle and be my queen?" She smiled and said yes, but only if her dear fawn could come with them. And so they were married. The little sister became the queen, and her fawn brother was cared for in the royal gardens. For a time, they were happier than they had ever been. But the evil stepmother heard of the queen's good fortune. Filled with jealousy, she and her own daughter traveled to the castle with a wicked plan. The stepmother used her magic to harm the queen and cast a spell to make her own daughter look just like her. She put the false queen on the throne, and no one, not even the king, knew the difference. But every night, the spirit of the true queen would appear. She would nurse her new baby and then go to the stables to stroke her dear fawn's back before vanishing. The fawn grew sad and would not eat. The king learned of the nightly visitor and hid himself to see. When the spirit appeared, he recognized his true wife. He ran to her and embraced her, and as he did, the witch's spell was broken, and she became solid and alive once more. The wicked stepmother and her daughter were banished forever. At that very moment, the enchantment on the queen's brother was broken. He was a man once more. Reunited at last, the king, the queen, and her brother lived together in the castle in perfect happiness for the rest of their days.